Okay, I am doing my 6.4 technology and fertilizer in that skills video. And I'm talking about a fertilizer application technology, and that called a precision fertilizer application. It uses a VRT, which is a variable rate technology that uses like GPS and satellite imagery to kind of like scope out the field and that, collect data. And it uses crop sensors and software to really, just kind of collect the data and usually soil samples and all that to get like the different zones and how much of each fertilizer type they need for each space. Some need more, some need less. It's just really advanced in that. And basically, yeah, that's how it works. It uses satellites or even drones to, collect the data, and then software divides the fields into zones and groups on how much they each need. Usually it's higher or lower, different types. Elevation where more water is, it might need different types. And basically just uses a spreader, adjusts to fertilizer rate automatically, kind of ish, you know what I mean? And it applies more where needed and less where not needed, really. And it's pretty good. So yeah, it has lots of advantages. It uses less fertilizer because it can tell what needs less fertilizer and what needs more. So on average, you're probably using less fertilizers, but it's using the same amount in all parts, which can, although I won't say it'll damage a crop, but it'll just save you money in the end, and the crop will grow at the same, which does cause higher yields, which is another advantage. So higher yields are always good because then more crops being produced, all that, more money for the guy. So another advantage is less environmental impact because there's less leaching and less overuse of fertilizer. And really in the long term, it saves money. And yeah, these drones, they can reach areas tractors can't, and they can reach areas it's hard for you to really get a good soil sample from. And so it's a really good technology for that, but it does have disadvantages, obviously. It's pretty expensive. The equipment to get this is, lots of farmers would just either soil sample themselves or just go out there and this fertilizer what they need. They think they need a fertilizer, which does work in the long run, but just to save money, even though you got to spend money to make money, right? So spending money, this helps save you money over time and make you more money. So that's a good thing. It does require a lot of technical skills. You need to know how to run this equipment and that, but also you can get people to do that, but then that also does cost more money. So if you already have the technical skills to do this, then that's probably a good thing that you should do. So rural areas may need weak GPS or internet, so the GPS might not always connect because you're in a very far away, distant area where it doesn't really connect as well, and might not get as good readings for your GPS system and these drones and the satellite to really be able to tell. But that's kind of what the soil sampling is for. And there is regulations for drones to go in certain areas and certain heights and that, even though they shouldn't need to be too high, but it could take longer if they have to stay too low to the ground. So basically this technology makes farming easier and more sustainable and makes you money and all that. But there are challenges that exist, and that's kind of why I chose it. I really like the fact that it can make you a lot of money. You can't do that, but there's also some downsides that you can overcome easy, but it really depends on that. And I'm gonna go find you some pictures of it. So here I got a lot of pictures here. This is a good picture, I thought. See the different colors there and how it can be green or red. This means that it needs less, this is for seeding, and over there you got fertilizer and that though, and it shows different for variable and rates for the different nutrients that the soil needs. So it'll give probably less there and more there, right, for the different colors, and then in between it'll do the same. Here's a good picture, shows the exact same stuff there, shows how it gives the different colors are different. They need different levels of the fertilizer and nutrients. Mapped out one there. I just want a picture of some drones, but yeah, that's basically, I summed it up how it works, just to see how it works when you're spreading. It works really good with sprayers because they can spray different areas differently, and just good to have overall. here's a land map here of a field. See now down there, it's 0 to 0.97, and that's just kind of the yield in that, but that's how the VRT shows the different fertilizer and herbicides and that are needed. And this is at 3.85 to 4.81, this green. So then the yellow and red would be in between kind of. So yeah.